Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learning English with Podcast Conversation. I'm your host, Tony, and today we have a really special and important topic that I think many of us can relate to. Why you still feel lost. You know that feeling of not knowing your next step, or even your big purpose. It can be a little overwhelming, right?
Absolutely, Tony. It's such a common experience, but one we often don't talk about openly. Hi everyone, I'm Jenny, and I'm really excited to dive into this with you today. That lost feeling, it's like you're standing at a crossroads, but all the road signs are blank, or even worse, pointing in 100 different directions.
Ha, that's a perfect way to put it, Jenny. Blank or too many directions, both equally confusing. So, to kick us off, what does feeling lost even really mean? Is it just about not having a job, or is it bigger than that?
That's a great question, Tony. I think it's much bigger than just a job. For many, it's a deep sense of uncertainty about their life's direction, purpose, or even identity. It can manifest as a lack of motivation, feeling disconnected from others, or simply not knowing what makes you happy or fulfilled. It's that nagging thought, is this all there is? Or am I on the right path?
Is this all there is? I think I've definitely had that thought more than once. It's interesting because sometimes you can have a good job, good friends, a good life on paper, but still feel that emptiness, that lack of direction. It's not always about external circumstances, is it?
Exactly. It's often an internal struggle. You might look around and see everyone else seemingly having it all figured out. Your friends are getting promotions, buying houses, starting families, and you're there wondering, what am I supposed to be doing right now? It's a feeling of being behind or not measuring up.
Yes, the comparison trap. That's a huge one. With social media, it's so easy to constantly see everyone's highlight reels, their best moments, and then compare them to our own messy day-to-day lives. It makes us feel inadequate, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's like everyone else is living a perfectly filtered, Instagram-worthy life, and you're just you, trying to figure out what to have for dinner. We forget that those online images are often just a small, curated part of a person's reality. No one posts about their bad days or their moments of self-doubt.
That's a crucial point. It's a distorted view. Another big reason, I think, is a lack of clear goals. If you don't know what you're aiming for, how can you feel like you're moving forward? It's like trying to drive somewhere without a map or a destination in mind.
Oh, for sure. And sometimes we're afraid to set clear goals because what if we fail? That fear of failure can be paralyzing. It's safer to just drift along, even if it feels unsatisfying, than to try something big and potentially not succeed.
That's so true. It's like we'd rather live with the what if than face the I tried and it didn't work out. But then, the what if can gnaw at you even more in the long run. We tend to forget that failure is often just a stepping stone, not a dead end.
Right, we learn so much from things that don't go as planned. I mean, think about kids learning to walk. They fall down 100 times, but they don't sit there thinking, I guess walking isn't for me. They just get back up and try again.
That's a great analogy. If only we adults had that same resilience sometimes. Speaking of feeling lost, I remember a period in my own life after I decided to leave my corporate job and start this podcast. On paper, it sounded exciting, a big leap of faith, right?
Yes, I remember you telling me about that. It sounded incredibly brave.
Brave? Yes, but also terrifying. For the first few months, I felt completely lost. I had spent years in a structured environment, with clear tasks and a predictable salary. Suddenly, I was my own boss. With a blank slate, I had to create everything from scratch. There were days I would just sit in front of my computer, staring at the screen, thinking, what am I even doing? Is this a huge mistake?
Wow. So even though you had a clear vision for the podcast, the tech or process of getting there made you feel lost because it was so new and uncharted?
Exactly. The vision was there, but the day-to-day execution felt like navigating a jungle without a map. I'd compare myself to other podcasters who seemed to have it all together, and I'd just feel overwhelmed. It was a classic case of analysis paralysis. Too many options, too many things to learn, and a huge fear of making the wrong choice for the podcast or my career.
That's so relatable. It wasn't about not having goals, but perhaps having too many, or not knowing which tiny step to take first in a sea of big steps. So how did you get past that, Tony? What helped you find your footing?
Well, it didn't happen overnight, that's for sure. But one thing that really helped was breaking everything down into tiny, manageable steps. Instead of launch a successful podcast, I'd focus on record one episode or research one topic. Also, talking to people like you, Jenny, and other friends who believed in me really helped. They reminded me of my why.
That makes so much sense. We need those cheerleaders, don't we? My own experience with feeling lost was a bit different. After university, I moved to a new city, far from my family and old friends. I had a degree, but I didn't have a clear idea of what kind of job I really wanted, or even what kind of person I wanted to be in this new environment.
Oh, that's a huge life change. So you were lost, not just professionally, but personally too?
Yes, very much so. I felt like a leaf, just floating wherever the wind took it. I took a job that was okay, but not fulfilling. I went to social events, but I felt like I was just performing a role, trying to fit in. I didn't know what my values were anymore, or what truly mattered to me outside of my comfort zone back home. Every decision, even small ones like choosing a new hobby, felt monumental.
That sounds incredibly isolating. It's like you lost your internal compass. What was your turning point, or what helped you start feeling more grounded?
It was actually a silly little thing, looking back. I started volunteering at an animal shelter. It wasn't about my career or finding my purpose. In a grand sense, it was just an hour or two a week, helping with something I cared about. And in doing that, I realized how much I loved contributing, how good it felt to be around animals, and I met other people who shared that simple passion. It helped me reconnect with a part of myself I'd forgotten.
Wow. So sometimes finding your way isn't about finding the sum answer, but about finding small pieces of what brings you joy or meaning and building from there.
Exactly. It wasn't a sudden aha moment. It was a gradual process. That small act of volunteering led me to try other things. A language class, a hiking group. Each step was small, but each one helped me understand myself better and discover new interests and connections. I stopped looking for external validation and started focusing on what felt right for times me.
That's a powerful lesson right there. Stopping the search for external validation. I think that's another big reason why we feel lost. We're constantly looking for someone else to tell us what to do, what's good, what's important. And with the internet, there's just so much advice out there, it can be overwhelming.
Oh, tell me about it. Do this to be successful. Follow these 5 steps to find happiness. You must have a side hustle. It's like a tsunami of conflicting information. You try one thing, then another, and then you just feel more confused and lost than before, because nothing seems to stick.
Yes, too much information, ironically, can lead to no action at all. It's like having too many choices in a restaurant menu. You just end up picking the same safe thing. Or nothing at all. Or worse, you try to follow every piece of advice and spread yourself too thin.
It's true, the paradox of choice they call it. And it ties back to what we said about comparison. We see someone famous or successful doing something, and we think, oh, I should do that too, without considering if it truly aligns with our own values or interests.
Definitely. So, Jenny, based on our conversation, what would be some key takeaways, some actionable points for our listeners who might be feeling lost right now?
I've got a few ideas. First, and this is super important, is *T self-reflection and understanding your values. When you feel lost, it's often because you've lost touch with what truly matters to you. Take some time, maybe 15 minutes a day, or even just once a week, to sit quietly and think. Ask yourself, what genuinely makes me happy? What upsets me? What kind of impact do I want to have on the world, even a small one? What are my strengths? What do I enjoy doing, even if I'm not good at it?
I love that. It's like looking inward instead of outward. Writing things down can really help with that too, right? Just a simple journal.
Absolutely. Journaling is a fantastic tool. No need for perfect sentences. Just get your thoughts out. It's like clearing the fog from your own mind. It helps you see your own patterns, your own desires, and your own fears more clearly. And remember, your values can change over time. And that's okay. It's about regularly checking in with yourself.
That's a great first step. What's your second takeaway?
My second point would be to take small, achievable steps. When you feel lost, the idea of finding your life's purpose can feel too big, too daunting. So don't try to solve everything at once. Instead, pick one tiny thing you can do today or this week that moves you in a direction that feels a little bit better. It could be researching a new hobby, signing up for an online course, volunteering for an hour, or even just cleaning out a drawer. Small actions create momentum.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Remember my podcast journey? Breaking it down was key. It's about building confidence too. Each small win gives you a little boost and makes the next step feel less scary.
Precisely. And these small steps don't have to be perfect. They just need to be taken. Even if you take a small step and realize, that wasn't quite right for me, that's still valuable information. It helps you refine your path. It's not a waste. It's learning.
Learning is growing. And what's your final takeaway for us, Jenny?
My third and final point is to embrace the journey and learn from uncertainty. This is perhaps the hardest one, but also the most freeing. Life isn't a straight line from A to B. It's full of twists, turns, and even U-turns. The feeling of being lost is a normal part of growth. It often means you're on the cusp of discovering something new about yourself or your path.
That's a beautiful perspective. It shifts. Being lost from a negative, scary thing to a potential for discovery.
Exactly. Instead of resisting it, try to be curious. What is this feeling trying to tell you? What new opportunities might arise from this period of uncertainty? It's okay not to have all the answers right now. The most interesting stories often come from those moments when we didn't know what was next.
Wow. The most interesting stories often come from those moments when we didn't know what was next. That's a powerful thought to leave our listeners with. Thank you so much, Jenny, for sharing your insights and experiences today. This has been incredibly helpful and inspiring.
My pleasure, Tony. It's been a truly engaging conversation. And to everyone listening, remember, if you're feeling lost, you're not alone. It's a sign that you're growing and evolving.
Well said, Jenny. So to our listeners, we encourage you to try one of these takeaways this week. Maybe start with a little self-reflection, or take one tiny step towards something that interests you. And most importantly, be kind to yourself through the process. You're doing great.
Yes, be kind to yourself. And we'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. How do you deal with feeling lost? Share your tips with us on our social media.
That's a fantastic idea. You can find us on social media platform under Learning English with Podcast Conversation. Thank you again, Jenny, and thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next time with another engaging topic. Until then, keep learning and keep growing.
Bye, everyone.